The traffic jam's starting to dwindle on down out there. We're in with the East Alton Woods River High School bowling team, and really head coach Gary Quigley. And this has been a great year. And we also have Ethan and we have Kaylee, seniors in. And where do we start? Because you were telling me just a couple days ago, great work from the Tyler Timmons Foundation and just collaboration together. Ethan, there was just an Athlete of the Month article out about you. And Kaylee, you saw some success this season too. Where do you want to dive in?
Well, basically, we're just trying to get out there, Actually, I'm the assistant coach.
Oh, assistant, sorry.
Actually, Gary Herron's our head coach. He's been in the organization for 7 years. He's actually our football coach.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. But back in the when it all started with him, nobody wanted to take over the bowling, so he stepped up and did it. And then they've had a few teachers come and go and help out. And then I started working for the high school last year as a custodian, and I saw an opportunity as a bowling coach, and I bowled competitively my whole year. I bowled competitively my whole life.
Yeah.
I've taken about 15 years off. I helped my kids grow up and coach them in sports. I decided I want to dive back in. They hired me, and then pretty much the first year last year, I kind of observed. We had a younger team, observed what was going on, and then the first thing I noticed is, in order for you to compete as bowling, you got to have equipment.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed, kids are walking in, didn't have their shoes, grabbing a ball off the shelf, and these teams were bowling. We're like, we was bowling some good teams. So I figured, I actually got a donation from the school board that kind of got us off and running. I was able to get some new balls and stuff. I still didn't, to where we needed to be. Well, then a parent reached out to me, and Lindsay Timmons, she's the founder of the Tyler Timmons Foundation. As her husband, she's a widow now. He was killed in the line of duty and all that. And they've done so much for the community. And when she reached out to me, we talked for a half hour on the phone, and she said what she can do for us and what we can do for them. So we kind of partnered up together, and she gave us a nice, generous donation.
Fantastic.
So that there was able to get everybody new balls and stuff. And, a lot of these kids, Ethan, for example, he was averaging 130, 140 last year. And I kept telling these kids, you get a new equipment, you're going to improve, you're going to improve. And Kaylee coming out, who neuld never really bowled much in her year, she was bowling the house ball. And so I got most of these kids all new balls. And, for instance, I'll use Ethan for an example. His high game was 160, 170. Well, he comes out, gets his first 200.
Wow.
And then towards the end of the year, he had the front seven and bowled his high game 244.
Fantastic.
So definitely, and that's one of the reasons he was when he got voted for the award here.
Right. Well, and I just want to touch on that because you can only be as good as what, and not even just that, but the motivation there. If you're only going to have the house, balls or those things, it's hard to really get, amped up and really focused in on, hey, I'm going to take this damn thing today.
Yeah, we had a good group of kids come out. I had five freshman girls last year that showed up, and they, a lot of them really started doing good. Then once I got in the new balls, a couple, those kids, the thing with bowling is you don't have to be an athlete.
Right.
You can come out there any shape, size of body. You get out there, get practice, and bowl is going. And there's so many good bowling high school teams. Alton, for an example, they got a great program. The girls team makes the state every year, but Alton just made the state. Jerseyville.
Wow.
So what I preached to my kids all year, once I started helping them coach and all that, I said, first of all, let's just start. I wanted to beat the teams in our backyard.
Yeah.
The Roxanne, the Bethaltos, Southwesterns, and we competed with those teams. But we get up to we get up north, we got the Bree Centrals. We had a hard time competing with those guys because the thing that has hurt Wood River is when I was growing up, I lived at Wood River Bowling Alley.
There was every opportunity.
I was bowling 10 games a day. They're always at River Bowling Alley. And I remember in high school, we would go to the Wood River Bowling Alley on Friday for PE.
Yeah.
And that's where we bowl. And that place there, I was there bowling 10 games a day, and that's how I got competitive.
We did it at Alton. We
didn't have, we didn't have high school bowling when I was in high school. Because what these kids don't understand is you can get a scholarship through high school bowling. And, it can take you long. But if you got to start as your freshman, you got to work in the off season. Because I was always taught by, the reason I always wanted to get into coaching was my former baseball coach, Mr. Norris Dorsey. He was a legendary baseball coach at Wood River High School, and he always told me, in order to be a successful coach, you got to have an impact on your kids' lives. Because I talk to my kids daily, we talk weekly, I have meetings with them, and I try to have that great communication with my players, and also you got to have that relationship with the kids to be successful.
Yeah.
But once Lindsay Timmons steps in, and man, she did a lot, and we've done a lot for hers. As she, over Christmas time, I know they went out and spent they spent a lot, $25,000 on kids of the less needy. So we had a bunch of our bowling teams. They had a gift wrapping thing. They went out and helped them wrap gift presents stuff. So we've really partnered up with them. So what we talked about, what we're doing in return for them is we have a year-end banquet. So we're going to, our overall award is going to be the most valuable player. It's going to now be the Tyler Timmons Memorial Award.
Fantastic.
So that's the stuff we're working on. Then we're working on some fundraiser to get that out. But what I'm trying to get out is trying to get kids out in bowling, because bowling's kind of, in the area, it's kind of went down.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a lot of kids don't go out. You don't have the junior leagues. So I've talked with with me coming from Wood River High School, we're associated with Hartford. Mm-hmm. We got 2 middle schools there, Wood River, East Alton. And I'm trying to talk to both them to get a junior league together. Because you start out in 7th, 8th grade, these kids aren't bowling no more.
Right.
And then a lot of these kids come in, they bowl, and it's like, they really don't know what they're doing.
Well, man, it's just more opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone's going to be the football player or baseball player or the soccer player. Or the It's not every sport's for everybody.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so to have more opportunities, because I remember going to even Bullhaven in high school and still doing the PE for Alton High.
Yes.
But you're right, because it seemed like everyone I talked to is, man, there was 2 or 3 facilities, and those were always packed. And then, even now you go, they're full, but it's because of this.
You're having birthday parties and such like that.
But it's not like this. And I would love a junior league. What's bowling meant for you two? Let me start with that. I think that's a great question.
Honestly, bowling has been like a key point in my life. It's just been amazing. Like, especially with Quigley coming in. I love Heron, but Quigley, he drove it into my brain that I need to get better. And he gave me the new ball, gave me new shoes, and I just went off. I went off. I was getting better. I was mentally getting better too. They treated me as friends. They didn't treat me as their pawn. They just pawn off, you know what I mean? But they didn't treat me like that. They treated me as a friend, and that helped me too, because it helped me get better, Just helped me be there.
But he definitely improved. Me and Ethan spoke a lot over the year, because I knew, when I met Ethan last year, you got this two-handed people come. They all want to bowl two-handed now because of the pros. They see Jason Belmine, the best in the world, so they want to be like him.
Yeah.
So he was bowling two-handed, and actually regionals last year when he was a junior, I said, you're going to bowl one-handed. And he bowled 5 games at regionals last year, the best he'd bowled all year. So I kept telling him, once I get you this new ball, you're going to improve. We talked over the summertime, and I finally got that new ball. The first time he threw the ball, I said, okay, this is going to make a difference in him. And I knew he had a shot to get through regionals. I kept on preaching to him what needed to be done. But he went out, that's when he had the front 7.
Yeah.
And what was cool about that is because one of our big administrators, Mrs. Robinson, was there checking us out. She got to see him do that, so she got to. So that was awesome.
See the reward of that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I kept telling him, pick your spares, new ball. Once we got the equipment, but that all goes back to the Tyler Timmons stuff. What I'm doing and what I'm trying to preach, and me and Coach Heron, we're trying to get out there. Because Mr. Heron, he's a teacher there, and he talks to the kids all the time. He has a great relationship with all the kids. And then I do a lot of the coaching.
Yeah.
They kind of look at me, and some of them I can see when I start coaching, they get nervous around me.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to teach these kids, like I said, more than just, I want them to be the bowling, but I try to teach some of these, the outside life, what's going on and stuff out there. And for these people to step up, and the stuff that, Kaylee's been, the stuff we've done, volunteer, she's been there, Ethan's been there, and, they do it because, and they enjoy doing that.
Well, Kaylee, let me ask you, what's bowling meant for? Because this is the first time you bowled for a team, right, and all that. So what's it meant this year?
It's really, I've just found a great community in it. So all of us kind of come out for the common goal to just bowl, to have fun. And I've met my team, all the girls on it were really supportive of me coming in for a first-time bowler, honestly. I've never really thought of it as competitively. I've just had fun with it, honestly. And the team really just welcomed me in, and I've never had that experience from another team. I feel like bowling is just so close-knit. It's easy to just fall into place with it.
It's true. I totally agree with you.
But that's one thing I had to teach a lot of the kids at first, because they was coming in taking it as, it's just an outside. We're here to have fun. Yeah, you're here to have fun, but I like to win.
Yeah.
And it's more about, you're going to have fun. But when they started seeing their success and what they was capable of doing, the boys they won a few matches this year, and we got a young freshman that's really going to step up and do good things. But the thing we had 5 sophomores, and then when Kaylee stepped up, she helped out. She started a lot of varsity matches. She filled in when needed and all that. She went to regionals with us, and she just continually got better. So she's one of those kids, and by far she was our biggest cheerleader. She was always there cheering people on. But I'm just trying to get it out there, because so this Thursday at the high school we're actually having an open house at the courtyard in the East Building from 6 to 7 o'clock. It's for all local incoming freshmen. So I'm going to have a table set up there with some of my students there talking about what to expect and what I can do for them. Because I'm with the organization, the fundraising I'm getting, I'm actually able to get. I have a couple accounts set up, and I mean, I want to give a shout out to Bull Haven, because without those guys, Mark Jones, Dave Turner, and Scott Spooner. I mean, I've dealt with Mark. Mark's the head coach at Marquette Catholic, so he's done a lot for me. I've asked him questions. When it comes to balls and stuff, they've kind of helped me what balls to get these kids, and they've got all my balls drilled in a timely manner. Like, I called them 2 days in advance, say I need this ball before regionals, and boom, Mark would get it done for me. So kudos to Bull Haven Pro Shop. So I mean, this is really starting. So we got the another big thing we got coming up is on March 14th, the Tyler Timmons Foundation. They're having their fourth annual. Fundraiser out at the Collinsville Fireman's Hall. So we've already stepped up. A bunch of our kids are going to help set up, and we're actually going to help run the event that evening.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Really
so I mean,
cool.
the kids are stepping up. They get community service for that as well. But I don't think they're doing it so much for the community service.
No, that's right.
I think they're doing it for the enjoyment. And I think with this team coming together, I mean, the kids really. I mean, we got freshmen all the way to seniors, and these kids really have a nice camaraderie. They all get along and all that. So that's the biggest thing, coaches, when you got a good group of kids.
Yeah.
And we had 17 kids last year, and 15 of our kids made high honor roll or honor roll. So that's an awesome thing, too.
Let's mark calendars for next week. What date is that again?
Actually, this week here, this Thursday coming up, the day after tomorrow, we have our annual open house.
That's tomorrow.
That is Thursday. And then the March 14th is the actual fundraiser for the Tyler Timmons.
What time tomorrow night?
Thursday night is Thursday night is actually it's going to be from 6 to 7.
6 to 7.
So that's for all incoming freshmen in the Wood River School District.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get out there to get people involved, talk to the parents.
We'll link it for sure.
And talk to that. And then also we are having that fundraiser. But the big thing is we're actually on the works. Lindsay reached out to me, and Lee Basil, who's actually one of the big presidents for the organization, reached out to me and wanted us to help run we don't know the dates or nothing on this yet. It's in the future. We're actually going to run a bowling fundraiser.
Fantastic.
So we're going to partner up with that, and we're going to work together. So, I mean, it's been a great partnership. And as always, I'm still looking for other sponsors out there to help us out, because anytime anybody can help us out, because without these sponsorships, like I said, I got the first sponsorship for our school board. They reached out to us, but when Lindsay reached out to me, that was life changing.
It changes
and
it all.
The relationship we have with her, because I speak to her quite a bit. We've had, like I said, these are these are our new girls bowling shirts, because last year the girls were wearing boys bowling jerseys.
Yeah.
So these are, and we're going to get the Tyler Timmons patch logo.
Good. And
I've actually got some. I got some window decals being made with the Tyler Timmons and the Wood River bowling team. So a lot going on with the organization. And, it's just we're trying to get out there. I'm trying to get kids involved in bowling and, to help out where I can with, with the help of these two seniors. And, Kaylee's even, talked about sticking around next year. She's going to be going to college, come on as a team manager or something.
Yeah.
Ethan's dealing with dramas. He's even talked about, taking bowling to the next level, in the college. So that's something that we're working on with him. So
fantastic.
So, big things going on at the high school. We're just trying to get, Wood River High School, a lot of the sports are on the down. And, we're working on that. I mean, if we got to put bowling on the map at the high school, that's something I'm willing to take charge of and get it done.
Man, I'm here to support you every step of the way, and I mean that. Anytime you want to come on in the next few months,
Yes, awesome.
Nice. Keep up the great work, and congratulations for stepping up and finding yourself, it seems like, over in bowling. And then, Ethan, keep up the great work, too. I hope you're able to find it in college if you want to and really just chase it. 10:50, we'll link it on a write-up on RiverBender.com. We're going to take a quick break. Final conversation around the corner with F3, a really cool local group all about working out and camaraderie between men. We'll take a quick break, come back. More